The reviews are back, and so are the Bellas. And that's a lawnmower. Hello once again, watchers of good movies. My name is Nick Pell, and this is once again coming from my white room. Now today I'm going to be talking about the film Pitch Perfect 2. This is a film starring Anna Kendrick in the lead role as Becca. She is an a cappella singer who is very, very talented. She's also wanting to be a music producer, which is really touched on because her and her fellow Bellas, at least the majority of them, are seniors now in college, and so it deals with a lot of that type of stuff, just like what she wants to do after college, and that's be a music producer. And Kendrick does a fantastic job in the role, once again, just as well as she did in Pitch Perfect 1, if not better. And I always like seeing her in these musical roles because I saw her in the first Pitch Perfect, I saw her in Into the Woods, I saw her in the last 5 years, so I've been watching a lot of her musical stuff, and I just always really enjoy her in it. Rebel Wilson is also in this film as Fat Amy. She once again brings a lot of the comedy to the film. Some of the jokes hit, some of them do not, but for the most part they are very humorous and they do work well with the film structure. She has her own little romantic entanglement in this film, which is kind of fun to see play out. First as kind of just an awkward hookup, and then move into something more serious, and so it's kind of a neat shift for the character, I suppose. And then Brittany Snow returns once again as the gorgeous Chloe. I have a big thing for redheads, so just seeing her on screen is just phenomenal for me. Brittany Snow is also a fantastic actress, so just anytime she's on screen, I really do enjoy her performances. She has a fantastic singing voice as well, and it's really fun to see her bring that out once again in this film. Haley Steinfeld is a new addition to the film and the team of the Bellas. She's a freshman now at the college that the Bellas are located at, and she is a legacy person, so her mother was a member of the Bellas and she now wants to be a member of the Bellas. Her little story throughout this whole thing, it never really seemed necessary to me, and this is one of the main problems I did have with the film, is that the actress is fine. She does everything she's supposed to. The character is just, I don't know, a bit too watered down. It felt like they were trying to set up something of a spin-off, or the third film, just kind of her in the starring role, and because everyone else is graduating and stuff. So I don't know. I was okay with her by the end of the film, but just for the majority of it, it just seemed really unnecessary and just kind of there for an additional love story and for like a small source of conflict within the group. The music in this film is fantastic. Once again, I really enjoy musicals, and this does not fail to deliver it. A lot of the music is really well done. It's mixed together well. A lot of Pitch Perfect stuff is just a bunch of different songs mixed together, and they work really, really well. It's just stuff that I really enjoy seeing, and just the performances and choreography which end up going with these songs is really, really cool to witness, and they once again blow it out of the water with the music in this film. Becca also has an internship which she goes off to every so often throughout the film. It's at this music production place, and she's basically an intern there, and so she's getting coffee and getting burritos for people and whatnot, and she really wants to be a music producer, so it's kind of her proving that she has the capacity to do this. So that's kind of an interesting source of conflict, and it kind of deviates a little bit from the main core group, and it ultimately did work for me. It provided a lot of funny moments, but it was also a realistic look at Becca as a person, because she, at one point in the movie, she gives the producer who she works for her demos, and he replies with, "If all you can do is mix tapes, this is not really anything original that I can work with." And so it's kind of forcing her to deviate from her style in order to fit or make an impact on someone. So it's kind of cool. As I mentioned, there are a lot of funny moments throughout this film, mainly due to Fat Amy and just random events which happen. A lot of the dialogue works really well in that regard as well, just in terms of the comedic moments. So overall, it is a really funny movie, and I did find myself laughing a lot of the time. There were some jokes which I kind of shied away from just because of how kind of iffy they were for me, just in terms of the content, but for the most part they are very, very funny, and they do work well with the film. There are a lot of cameos in this film as well, and they all kind of work really, really neatly. The Green Bay Packers show up at one point in the film, which is just hysterical to watch them try to sing. We have Barack Obama, we have Robin Robinson, we have a bunch of people in this film which are just kind of cameos and people that show up and have a part and then they go away. And it works, it does what it needs to do, and I really did enjoy seeing all of these cameos show up. One question that I did have about the film, though, as I was watching it, is why are all of the Bellas that are currently on the team outside of Emily all seniors? Because it seems kind of unrealistic that they wouldn't bring any new people into the group during the whole 3 years, just 3 years after the events of the first film. And it just seemed kind of unrealistic to that degree. It's just kind of a small issue, but it's one that is kind of brought up in the film, is that everyone is graduating and they need new blood, and it's a little weird. Kind of bouncing off that, there is kind of a parallel to them all being seniors in that they all are sitting around a campfire at one point and they're talking about what they're going to do after college and how the group of people that they are associated with, that being the Bellas, is kind of what they're going to miss most of all about their experience. And for me, having just graduated about 2 weeks ago from college, that kind of hit me right here a little bit, because I've had those same kind of thoughts recently. And so, I don't know, that scene itself kind of got to me a little bit. I think it was really well acted and well played by the film itself. Just releasing this, it being around when a lot of colleges are letting their new graduates out. And it's just a cool thing that I want to point out. And then the finale for the film, I won't spoil anything about it, but it does work really, really well. I did enjoy it as usual. It's this huge musical number, and I thought it worked really, really cool. There's a neat little twist at the end of it, which kind of brought me into more enjoying the Emily character than I had the rest of the film. But I don't know. For the most part, that scene did work really well. And then there's a small bit at the end and that little funny part in the end credits. So keep an eye for that if you are interested. But yeah, those are basically my thoughts on Pitch Perfect 2. I really did enjoy the film. I thought it was really, really well done. Just had a few issues that I didn't really find the most appealing. But I am kind of curious to see how the franchise will continue now that every character, for the most part, in the film is now graduated from college, so they can't really do an a cappella group anymore. So I'll be curious to see if they do a Pitch Perfect 3. So those are my thoughts. Leave yours down in the comments down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts on them. Like, favorite, comment, and subscribe if you so choose. I'd appreciate it immensely. And as always, my people, my name is Nick Pell. And once again, keep on watching.